Hello, my duplicate cupcakes, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We're just going to be doing a couple things here because, in all honesty, I was getting a little frustrated with the whole heating situation in this game, and I couldn't quite figure out the best way to really take care of this problem. And what I ended up doing was doing a little bit of research, and it's really hard to find a lot of information about the launch version of this game. I don't know what it is, but it's just so hard to find it. And I managed to find something that we can finally implement that will help with kind of the initial stages of this game when it comes to heating and cooling. So I'm going to grab one of these storage bins. That's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be setting this up. I might do some other stuff, but this is a great starting point to this episode. So as you can kind of see, we've got some really hot stuff down here. And that's a major problem because heat, as things get hotter, plants will stop growing. We really don't have a lot of people doing anything. Your guys aren't getting stuck anywhere, right? Okay, so you guys aren't getting stuck, right? It doesn't look like they're getting stuck. It just looks like they aren't doing anything. We have a lot of open space. Okay, the hatch is still there. That's why that algae is hanging out. I don't want them to not have a place to snooze. There's really nothing that will happen if they don't have a place to snooze. I'm just kind of a sucker for this sort of thing. So we're just gonna continue with that. Let me have them clear out a little bit more space, I guess, while I'm waiting for them to build this. Come on. Now, these storage bins hold a whole bunch of different stuff, but primarily for this one, we want to put ice in here. So let me pause this for a second. This is just water. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go liquefiable, and we're going to put ice in here. We go up here. We've got, here. We've got these storage bins. I'm going to go ahead and remove the ice from there. This is a big mess too, by the way, but we'll figure it out later. And they should definitely be doing this. Picking up polluted ice. Oh, they're putting the polluted ice away. Okay, that's fine. But I really need you guys to move stuff. All right, they are delivering ice. You can kind of see now. And they're gonna get upset because they have to go into the water, but that's okay. I don't really care. Now, if we take a quick look at the temperature, this should start to decrease over time. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it should eventually do that. And I think I actually want to do something similar. I don't want any of these, so we're not going to take any of those. I'm thinking we might want to put... There's more water over here. This water is not too bad. Where is... This water is being output into here. So I think I'm going to put another one of these storage bins in here. We are gonna get kind of unlucky with this, I think, because this is very, very full. We might want to do one similar up here. Like I said, the whole idea is to just cool it down a little bit. And I would really like to cool this one down the most. And what I'm also going to do is we're going to build this like this, and we're going to put another one of these storage bins. I'm going to put it there. We want to put it here. Where am I dropping off all of my polluted water? Oh, I'm putting that up here, aren't I? That kind of changes things a little bit because I want... This stuff is pretty cool, actually, up here already. I want to put some polluted ice somewhere where we can use it. And maybe we should just put it in here. We actually can't quite get in there right now because of all of the natural gas, which is just absolutely insane over there. So maybe we want to wait on that. I was waiting for the principles to happen here. I don't want any of this, so we're just gonna reject. We're going to reject all there. I wanted to show off real quick here. We've got a storage bin here in this body of water, in here, in here, and then also down here. This one's not going to be as useful as these other ones, but I wanted to do something with the polluted ice that would maybe help. Let's take a quick look at the temperature overlay. You can kind of see not much is going on down here. It's just very, very warm, so that's a problem, but it should be helping a little bit. The ice in here, you can see, has started to cool off the area around the storage bin. It's going to take a little bit. A second storage bin down here with ice actually would probably help. This one here is probably the most obvious. As you can see, there's this nice little green circle around here. The water is now down to 75.9. Why is there food poisoning in there? What do you guys do? I don't even know what you guys are doing. And then up here, this one too, you can kind of see has started to cool off a little bit. It's not as much, but there's a lot more water in there. And it all comes down to all of this specific heat capacity and thermal conductivity stuff. I don't want to go into the physics because honestly, I'd have to go back and kind of review it myself. But water, even on Earth, is the way its properties work with heat and how slow it is to heat and how it holds heat is all very important to like the production of life. So it would make sense that we would like to actually cool off. Actually, you can kind of see here it's very slow, but it's slowly just dropping the temperature. We want that. We want the temperature to drop. This is not a bad idea to get oxygen to kind of do the same thing, but it's a little bit more difficult. And that actually is not due to any of the properties of the material, but it has to do with how much is actually being pushed around and stuff as well. There's some things about that I don't fully understand because it's the physics of the game and I don't get it. Looks like we don't have a lot to do at the moment. I'm slowly up here trying to get rid of some of this algae and this slime. Actually, is our slime machine working? Our slime machine is not working. We're gonna need algae and we want to get rid of some of the slime lung. So we're slowly removing it. I don't want to remove it too quickly because then we'll probably end up with way too much slime lung in the air, more than likely. Let's not do that. Our next thing that I'm currently working on is trying to get a little park here. Actually, I think it's going to be a nature reserve. Hang on. Let's look at the room overlay. Park is 2 wild plants. Nature reserve is 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this one's going to go away because this is right next to the slime, and I think the slime has no slime lung on it. Okay, that's weird. Sure, we're just going to go with that. Let's look at the printables we've got. Nothing that I want. I would really like more ice. Let's take a quick look at our temperature though. This is not quite full yet, but you can kind of see that the temperature in the water over here is like 83. Here it's 81 or dropping. This one's 79, so that's good news for that. Over here, this water is 74 compared to like the 82 over here. Fantastic. Over here even, so the water in the air temperature here is like 107, but the water temperature is actually dropping. It's 92. So yeah, there might not be a lot going on here, but it's helping. So that's good. We started filling up this storage bin. Haven't really gotten far with that. The water temperature is like 93, but here it's 85. So also dropping. That's what I'm looking for. That little bit of drop is going to be enough to make a difference kind of overall in our place. And the water is going to be going, let's actually take a look at the plumbing overlay. This water is going to be going up here. This isn't really being cooled or anything like that. This water should be getting cooled. Like, we're going to be pulling in this dirty water and it's going to be getting cooled down. So what I would ideally want to do is get this water here cooled down so that when it gets transferred around the base, it actually cools the base. As you can see, we're splitting this water. It's going up here to this bathroom, and it's also going up to the hospital as well as the sink here. So if we could get this water cooled down, it would overall help cool the base itself. It's just this water, we need more ice. Now, I'm not really worried about running out of ice, in all honesty. We've got all of this. We've also got all of this. There's another cool area up here. And if I remember correctly, there's one down here as well. This one's a little bit smaller. So we're not gonna be running out of ice anytime soon. Thank goodness. Let's actually carve out a little bit of the ice. The snow, we need to figure out where to put the snow. Snow, I believe, isn't as cold as ice. So we don't want to necessarily use that right off the bat. But, you know, we make do. So I was working on, beyond getting some stuff cleaned up here, I'm really surprised that this slime does not have any surface germs on it. We've got this area, I want to turn this into a park. And to do that, it's pretty simple. We're gonna build a doorway here. Yeah, we're gonna put that there. We're gonna leave that, thimble reed here because I was gonna get rid of it because I assumed that the slime would have bad things on it, and I was wrong. And where is it at? Oh, right here. In furniture, there's the park sign, so we're just gonna plop that guy right here. We have a major issue with melting right now in this particular area, which is why we keep ending up with all this. I need to, actually, I wonder if I can, you know, just let it happen. I'll be fine. I don't know if that works because, oh, it does. There we go. We've got a nature reserve. I don't particularly like the shape of this room, and we can't get rid of these light fixtures, which is kind of annoying, honestly, but at least it's something. And we'll top it off up here somewhere eventually. I don't know. Do these guys have, these guys don't have germs either. Is it too, I don't understand. I have no idea why this slime does not have slime lung on it. I don't know what to do with that information, but, and we can't get rid of these either. These ones can be inspected. Oh, I can get another? I guess it's because we haven't touched it in a while. Hi! Oh my god, hi Nicola. Have you heard about the super weird thing that's like happening in the kitchen lately? Joshua's lunch has disappeared from the fridge like every day for the past week. There's a ton of cameras in that room too, but all anyone can see is this spiky blonde hair behind the fridge door. So weird, right? Anyway, totally unrelated, but our computer system's been having this glitch where datasets going back for like half a year get totally wiped for all employees with the initials NT. Isn't that weird how specific that is? Don't worry though, I'm sure I'll have it fixed before it affects any of your work. Bye! From Dr. Jones. Okay, that's weird. I don't know what to think about that. Can I inspect this one again? I don't know if this is a glitch or it's just like if you reload it, new things happen. I don't know. Agricultural notes. Geneticist. We've engineered crops to be rotated as needed depending on environmental situation. While a variety of plants would be ideal to supplement any remaining nutritional needs, any one of our designs would be enough to sustain a colony indefinitely without adverse effects on physical health. Some environmental survival issues still remain. Differing temperatures, light availability, and last pass changes to nutrient levels take top priority, particularly for food and oxygen-producing plants. Selected in response to concerns about colony psychological well-being. While design should focus on attributing mood-enhancing effects to natural briar pheromone emissions, the project has been moved to the lowest priority level beneath more life-sustaining designs. It is yet unknown if we can surmount the obstacles that stand in the way of engineering a route capable of reproduction in more uninhabitable situations we anticipate for our colonies, or whether it is even worth the effort. The mealwood's hardiness will make it a potential contingency crop should bristle blossoms be unable to sustain sizable populations. If pursued, design should focus on long-term viability and solving the psychological repercussions of prolonged mealwood grain ingestion. Interesting. Can I... Wait a minute. Don't we have other stuff? Can I inspect these too? I didn't realize we could do this. Interesting. Objectable... Let's see. So if there's a request. Okay, it just gives me a bad feeling. I can't stop you if you insist on going forward with this, but I asked you remove me from the project. You signed off on the cranial chip implantation. Why would this be where you draw the line? It would be an invaluable safety measure and protect your printing subjects. You can't be serious, Jacqueline. Doctor, I understand your concerns, but engineering's newest project was conceived under my supervision. Please give them any materials they require to move forward with their research. I wonder what they're talking about here. I don't know. What else do we got here? Can we inspect these two? Oh man, we're just, oh, whoops. I want to read this. I don't know, I don't think we've read these before. Gravitas has been growing pretty rapidly since our first project hit the market. I just got a look at some of the new hires. Oh yes, we've read this one. I remember we've read that one. Did these reset or something? I don't think so. I've been so tired lately. I've probably spent the last 3 nights sleeping at my desk, and I've used the lab safety shower to bathe twice already this month. We're technically on schedule, but for some reason, Dr. Stern has been breathing down my neck to get these new products ready for market. Normally, I'd be mad about the added pressure on my work, but something in the director's voice tells me that time is of the essence. I keep finding myself staring at my computer screen, totally unable to remember what I was doing. I try to force myself to type up some notes or analyze my data, but it's like my brain is paralyzed. I can't get anything done. I'll have to stay late to make up for this time I've wasted staying late. Dr. Rosard told me I look half dead and sent me home today. I don't think she even has the authority to do that, but I did as I was told. She wasn't messing around, if you know what I mean. I can probably get a head start on my paper from home today anyway. I think I have an idea for a circuit configuration that will improve the battery life of all our technology by a whole 2.3%. Huh. Definitely haven't read all of these. Let's see. Oh. Let's do that. Let's see if we read this one. I don't think so. The printing pod is primed by a synthetic bioorganic concoction that technicians have taken to calling ooze, a specialized mixture composed of water, carbon, and dozens upon dozens of the trace elements necessary for the creation of life. The pod reconstructs these elements into a living organism using the blueprints we feed it, before finally administering a shock of life. It is like any other 3D printer, we just use different ink. Interesting. Have we read this one? And it looks like, yes, we've read that one. Okay. Well, that was kind of exciting to read some new stuff. I didn't realize that that happened. I was under the assumption that once you got the log out of each individual thing, that was it. But maybe that's not it, and that's why you can't destroy them. I'm not entirely certain what's going on here. But how are we doing with temperature? Anyway, this is looking pretty good. This is not quite full yet, but we're definitely seeing much improvement. Same here. Is this one got anything in it? This one does not have anything in it yet, so I guess it's going to take a little bit of time for that. Not too bad. We have a lot of snoozing guys here. Let's take a quick look at the printables. I'm hoping... I don't know why they keep shoving these vole eggs at us. It's not really what I want, like, at all. They're kind of cute little puppies that dig around in the dirt. We have not gotten up there. We need to get to space for that. We're not quite there at this point. Let's take a quick look at the temperature, because we've almost got this little storage bin here pretty full. So as you can see, the overall temperature is in fact still decreasing. The best way to see that is actually still over here. The water in here is 90 degrees compared to the 10 whatever, and yeah, they're filling it up with a bunch of polluted ice, and the more ice, the cooler it will get. So that's great news. This is still decreasing in temperature a little bit at a time. So it's about, yeah, you can kind of see 74 or 73. That's great news. I'm still waiting for more. Oh, they're actually starting to plop more ice into here. This water isn't dropping as quickly in temperature, but I'm clearing out some of this stuff, and in fact, it looks like they grabbed a bunch of it. And they're dropping it off in there and in this one, and this one's almost full, so it should be only a matter of time before they get that one full and start putting everything in here, so that'll be good. Looks like we're doing great on food as well. This keeps melting. That is one particular issue that we're having. I'm trying to get down here a little bit so we can kind of see what we've got. And we've got quite a bit going on down here, but we haven't quite dug far enough to get to like oil or anything like that. We're working on it. I'm kind of tempted to continue digging in here to see what we've got. It looks like we're doing pretty well here when it comes to temperature. The water is definitely cooling off in here. I made this a little bit bigger because it can be, and it looks like we're doing pretty well here as well. The temperature kind of overall of the water is just dropping rapidly. Even here, this water is now 89. Wow, that's great. This is starting to get some water, or get some ice in it, so it's also dropping in temperature quite quickly. Now, one of the biggest issues I'm having, let's get the printables first here. I don't want creatures. The game is like, get some creatures, and I don't want creatures. One of the things that is a problem is getting around the base, so I want to start kind of cleaning up that, but like very, very quickly. There's really only one point where it's like up and down, and getting to some of the extraneous areas just takes forever. So I want to start to actually build in all of these tiles in the major locations, and I want to figure out a way to build a quick and easy way to get up to this area as well as over some of the other areas. How are we doing up here? There's no current power over here, and I'm guessing that's because this has been an issue, and I knew it was going to be a problem. This is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Let's build a gas bridge here. We need to bring this even further out. I guess right about here is going to be the best first location. And get that done. But yeah, as you can see, we've got really long commutes, and it does come to the fact that a lot of these areas are not tiled, and there's really no easy way to get back down. So we really, really need to start working on that. I really want to get this done first. And just like that, the carbon dioxide starts moving again. It's still kind of in a bad location, but we do have a little bit more buildup. So that's actually really good news. Let's dig this out. Give a little bit more room for the carbon dioxide to move around. We really need a better location for this, but it's just going to be what it's going to be for right now. But it is moving pretty good through here, so this should all be powered back up again. Is this dormant? Oh, thank goodness. Once this is empty though, because it will be dormant, because it is dormant, so this should be eventually cleared out. We're going to want to come up in here and do a lot of work. This place is pretty bad, actually. I'm not terribly impressed in how I did this, so man, we need some help. I don't know how long that's going to be dormant though. This is another issue that I've been having, is just melting up here has been causing flooding down below. It's been a big issue. I haven't really focused on it though. Probably need to start doing that. In fact, I know I need to start doing that. I just haven't been. But it looks like we're doing pretty well here, and the temperature, like I said, of things is doing significantly better than it was. Look at that. So we've been putting polluted, looks like the polluted ice actually melted, but as you can see, what happened is this is now a very cool area, and it is just affecting the general area. This is not a bad thing. I actually really wanted this. It's a bad thing because I don't have the room for all of this water, and we're probably going to want to expand this, maybe out this direction. In fact, we're going to just kind of clear this out a little bit, and that'll work quite nicely for what we need for right now. But as you can kind of see, that's actually what happens when the ice starts melting, is it just goes in with all the other water, and it very quickly cools things down. Now, I don't expect that it'll stay at that temperature, but for right now, we're in a good place with that. And it looks like the rest of the areas are actually cooling down quite nicely as well, and we're going to want to keep up with that for right now. Now, it's not the best way to kind of end things. Coal is the other issue. I haven't talked too much about coal, but we are running severely low on coal, so we're gonna have to find a source of that. I don't think I've unlocked. I don't think I have a lot of coal in this area. No, and I've kind of been chipping away a little bit to get to coal, but it's just not really enough for, you know, the long-lasting stuff. Let's actually expand this, and we're going to close this off and just expand this a little bit. I don't know what we'll want to do with this polluted water, but for right now, it is so cold, but it is warming up very quickly. I actually expected that, but it is nice to see that we can, in fact, cool down things in our base if we use a little bit of ice. Look at that. That is great news. We do need to move. Some of the other things that I do want to do kind of long term is get these jumbo batteries out of here. I don't care where I put them, but they need to get out of our main area. I want to, I actually do want to, it's going to be kind of weird. I want to move this stuff in general further away from the main part of our base. You're going to expect to have some heat in some places. That's just kind of how it works. You're not going to have a full base of like 76 degrees, though that would be really nice. It's just not really the most probable thing that you can do. Even in real life, you have heat. Generally, we put it out to the atmosphere, so we don't have to really worry about it. But it is kind of an issue that we're going to have to tackle eventually. We're going to put that like that, and that way it can spread out a little bit. That'll be the last thing I do today. You're good? Okay, we're good. How are we doing? Anything else melting up here? I don't think so. I don't know how long this is going to take to clear out, honestly. I'm hoping fairly quickly. But we do have a lot of gas. You can kind of see what's going on. We're still dealing with coal, which I think we got a little bit of coal that we could use. We grabbed some from here, but we're still really struggling. Most of the coal is around these chlorine areas. We need to start putting those away. Real quick note here, open this up. You can kind of see that the temperature is quickly rising. That is to be expected, but I am very pleased that that is still very cold. Other things are still working as intended. Things are cooling down. This area is not looking too bad. This area, it's still pretty warm, which is also to be expected. I need to move some of those heat generating things away, but for right now, things are at least not dying, so we're good there. We're gonna get some algae. Not a bad thing to have. Cleared out some of the ice in this area because we don't really need to worry about that right now. All this polluted ice, so we can continue to move that down. Got this little room done. That's cool. Really like that. So yeah, really, I think the next big thing, I hate this. I hate morbs. They're disgusting. The next thing that we really need to start doing is clearing out some of these little zones here. I think these guys can survive in air, so it's not too big of a deal. But I do want to basically build a system so that we can start pumping out this chlorine into these gas reservoirs, and then we can open up this area, get all of the coal and whatnot, and continuously do that. That way we don't have chlorine like floating about our base, or hydrogen, though they do eventually separate. I just don't want to deal with that, and getting that into reservoirs would be a great idea if we can do that. So I'm quite liking how things are going right about now. We did finish two of the biggest projects that I wanted to get done, which was to start getting things cooled down using ice. And no, that was one big project. Well, it was a pretty big project. It's not done. I think one of the big things though, as you can kind of see, yes, it's cooling off the temperature. This is amazing. Obviously our dupes don't like a super cold stuff. They would prefer to be in the temperate zone, I believe, but still this is starting to look much better kind of overall. But we do need to start taking care of and getting rid of some of these hot things, so it's kind of one of the next big things that we need to do, but getting the water chilled and start kind of cooling that off and focusing quite a bit on that is a really, really big thing that we need to do. So we need to actually fill that one up with ice. So we'll want to take care of that. But overall, we're doing a lot better than we were. Which, I mean, we were doing fine to begin with, but it's just so much better now. And now that I figured that out, really the whole getting rid of heat thing is very complicated, which kind of makes sense. You're kind of in a closed system and there's not a lot that you can do. We're gonna want to start unlocking the use of this guy here, which is the anti-entropy thermo nullifier, but we need hydrogen for that. And we just don't, we don't have hydrogen right now. Getting some of these areas unlocked, or, you know, into these little gas reservoirs would really help, but I don't think we're gonna get that right away. Instead, oh, I'm sorry, little fish. Yeah, I really hate doing this. I hate killing things in this game because it feels so unnecessary, but he's gonna die anyway. So we're just gonna, sorry, little guy. Because we're trying to get rid of this water so we can expand this way. Things are looking pretty good. So next time, I'm hoping this will be emptied by next time. I don't think it's going to be, but we'll continue our whole temperature decreasing thing. And I'm hoping to expand next time. Maybe I'll show you guys what I'll do with emptying out some of these so that we can get the chlorine out of there. And you know what? There's escaping chlorine. Oh, great.